Previously on Cold Fear.
You can hear me. Why do you eat people?
Not people. Brains.
Hello and welcome back. Just got out of Kamsky's lab and we've got ourselves the antidote for Anna, so we better make our way there. I mean, she's in a bit of trouble, we gotta save her. That's why we're here. Anyway, we've managed to clear out this bottom level of this scientific lab. Well, not quite. We've still got this door over here, a warehouse, and not able to get in there quite yet, but soon enough.
I'm not getting in there without the right code.
So our next target is to go over to, well, you might think that this panel will do something with these guys in the tanks, but it won't. It actually just turns on the lift. So up we go.
Detected in a high security area.
Ah, wouldn't you know it.
Begin evacuation protocol.
On our way up, we're treated to a couple of exocells who spawn around. I mean, they kind of appear out of nowhere, just slightly above our heads, but we get rid of them quite quickly.
This is not
It's very similar to the security room. We're not going anywhere until we get rid of all these guys.
area cleared.
Not a problem at all, although it can be if you decide to move around after the lift itself has stopped. Here I've wandered away from the control panel, and if I do that, it means I'm in a bit of proximity to some of the exocells when they fall, which will damage me without me being able to get the chance to shoot them back.
Begin evacuation protocol B.
One other thing when we're on the way up is look at the red dot at the end of the laser sight. There appears to be an invisible wall here. And then it goes away. Not particularly fantastic, but no stone left unturned. So let's have ourselves a little bit of a look around. This top level has a bunch of laboratories. You can see that sign there is kind of covered up for some reason, but we're going here. First thing we kind of see is that the shadows are a bit fucked up. They're all kind of stepped, and that's, I'll not go into detail, but that's kind of an RC thing to fix. And over here we've got, ooh, interesting. Get inside. Oh, well, look, oh, there's a big red button. I guess I'll press that. Ha!
The damn thing's stuck.
And we broke it. Tom, this is why we can't have nice things. Here's some concept art of the room. It's a lot brighter and maybe a little bit bigger here in the concept art, but pretty much the same place. Back out we go. Let's find ourselves another lab to go in. Yeah, this one's sign's blocked up as well. And this one's a little bit more interesting. This one, well, it's looks like a specimen lab of some sort. Got a bunch of guys just lying around dead. Obviously we've got our friend over there who's kind of half still alive. Put a book there, we'll pick that up on our way out, but beside it we've got what appears to be an exocell that's been dissected and opened up. Another one over there. Hey man, what's up? Appears to be exocells in jars. I mean, they don't look like the exocells that crawl around afterwards, the kind of malformed versions of them. Maybe that was just, oh, we need some generic stuff to stick in some jars, go and make some of that. It's probably just that. And we've got ourselves some lab equipment lying around as well, which is notably broken. And we've got these things. What the fuck are these? You can see that the one on the left has life signs. The one on the right doesn't. Okay, that's a little odd.
The damn thing's stuck.
No, stuck. Well, what if we try the other one? It's hooked up to the thing on the left. Aha! Green stuff? Oh, and now it's on fire. And then that's it. Nothing else. I really don't understand what the hell is going on with this. I mean, the life signs are now gone, so whatever it was is presumably dead, although the green stuff is still there. I'll take another look at it. Come out of those little sort of circly bits at the bottom. I'm guessing it just lets some gas in. Maybe there's supposed to be something in there. If I was to hazard a guess, I would say there was probably going to be a setup so that, say, an ape or something would be inside, and it would release the gas and then it would start going, oh, I'm turning into a monster, and then they would just set fire to it, and then the life signs would die that way. And that was kind of what I thought. I mean, none of the rest of the things are like that. I mean, maybe they just didn't have the time to make the assets. We can't break it or anything. We can kind of melee it and sort of have go inside. But other than that, there's really not much more to it than that. It was very odd. Not sure what to make of that, really. On the other side, nothing here. We can pick up our little book. That goes into quite a lot of detail of the experiments. Here's 2 pictures of this particular lab. I think it's this lab anyway. There's one that's a little bit more sketchy. It looks the same, but it is actually a little different. It's rougher. If you're watching this on the Bad AIDS website, I would totally recommend that you read some of the text, especially that scientific log. It's got some interesting notes on the human experiments that they were doing. It's a little grim. But let's move things along. Let's try and find another lab. This one's having a little trouble. We're not going through that.
The damn thing's stuck.
We've only got one more door to go. You are fucking kidding me.
One of the holding cells has been freed.
Yeah, no shit.
Intruder detected.
So this is kind of a mini boss fight. We've got a pretty tough enemy. I'm just going to show you here pretty much emptying all my ammo into the main body of it. There is a trick to killing it, and we'll get to that in just a minute, but here you can see just how much damage it takes. It's finally dead.
Area cleared. Doors unlocked.
Let's take a look at some additional things. First off, the spear. If we fire it somewhere, it'll chase after it, but it'll try to destroy it.
Warning. One of the holding cells has been breached. Alert. Intruder detected. Alert.
Here it's slightly out of reach, so it can't really do that. But the second spear, fired over there, and it just wanders over and destroys it in one hit, so it's not a particularly viable tactic to use that.
Blocked off. Think.
And another thing we shouldn't do is use fire. Now I'm going to speed this up because it takes a long time, and I literally use up all of my flame fuel just trying to kill this guy, but it just doesn't work. Up in the end. So what's the weak point? Well, weirdly enough, it's the big red thing on him. Now, what's strange about that is that that's what he hits you with, and that's what he pounds into the ground. So you'd think that when he was doing that, he'd be hurting himself, but all you have to do is empty a fraction of the amount of ammo that you can only put into his body into that thing, and it'll kill him pretty quickly. It's a separate part of the model, and to kind of prove that in some silly clipping way, at 2 particular edges of the screen we can make it disappear. I should find something better to do with my time. With this particular boss, you'd think that shooting the little scrawny weak arm would be the weak point, but apparently it's not. Anyway, knowing what the weak point is comes directly from reading one of the notes, so it is a good thing to actually read them in game. So after we were so rudely interrupted, let's get back to what we were doing. Into the decontamination room access corridor. Ah, ominous. Right, off we go. Tum-de-dum. Come on then, let's get it over with. No idea how awkward it is to hammer the E key to get this done on time. The fingers just aren't in the right place to just easily tap away. I wish it was on the mouse button or something. Shit, we've only got one shotgun round left. And never content to let a trick go to waste just once. Here's another one. Bollocks, we've got no shotgun rounds left at all. Fuck. Thankfully, there's no more of those guys to be fighting here. We've just got the rest of the corridor to go. We go back up on the other side, but in the middle here we've got a little room with, oh boy, what the hell was inside that? It doesn't really do anything. We've got a note on the yellow steam valves, which is a bit fucking late. A bunch of things we can pick up, but other than that there's actually nothing there. If we take a look at the concept art, we can see that it looks very nice and shiny. It looks very cool, but nothing of any real importance happens here. So anyway, let's move on, and up through this door is Anna, finally. So let's go see what this plot hole is all about.
I'm sorry, Anna. So this is it, Tom. 2 patients, 1 cure.
Hanson, move it! You've got work to do and you're running out of time.
I know. Let's make a deal. I get those notes, you take care of Anna. Get her out of here.
You play hardball, Hanson, but you got a deal.
Right. I'm on my way.
Wait a minute, what? What the fuck just happened? We gave her the cure, and then we wake up and we're fine. Where's she gone? It's like we're missing an FMV where she did something magical, where she had a second antidote or something, because there's no reason for this at all. Absolutely fucking none. And it pisses me off. I just don't get it. It's a gigantic plot hole, you could drive a fucking truck through it, it makes no sense. Fuck you, game. Also, did you happen to notice how Tom just kind of woke up and in the middle of standing up just got into mid-conversation? Fucking hell. Anyway, let's move on. So, here we are in the lab, decontamination lab. This is where Anna was raped by her dad, I think. We've just got a bunch of technical equipment just kind of lying around. We have to go to, specifically to Kamsky Dormitory. We've been there before, but we couldn't get inside. Need to pick up his laptop. Unfortunately, it's not that way. I always make that mistake. Go back inside, we can take a little bit of a better look at the room itself. There's a lot of stuff here, but it's so dark you can't really make most of it out. Over here, at this entire wall, is windowed off little room here with no way in. There's no way into that room. There's no door. There's absolutely nothing. You cannot get in there, but there are computers and things. Got some sort of weirdo thing in the wall. We'll switch to wireframe in a bit and we'll have a look at it. But I mean, this room has a door. It's got a door. You can get in there, but you can't get in the other one. Look at the amount of work that's gone into this. There's just all this stuff in the ceiling and behind the wall, and there's a lot of modeling there, but it's all gone to waste. So yeah, we're just gonna go back and look at something. In one particular run, I ran past this guy and didn't bother to kill him, but he's got this weird little wobbly heat effect on him. I don't know why he bugs, but let's shoot him here a little bit. He just leaves it behind him as a trail. You can see he's wobbling away. No particular reason. That particular effect isn't part of that character at any point. I mean, he doesn't make a wobbly thing as he wanders around. He's just kind of semi-transparent most of the time. It's just for for some reason this particular guy just has this weird fucking thing following him around. And then it's gone. So anyway, let's do some progression, and we're into some actual decontamination stuff. Oh, and we've got company. Ah. Oh fuck, out of ammo. And we're out of shotgun ammo as well. Just fucking hunky door. Because we've got no shotgun ammo, we can't kill him with that. So we have to do it the hard way, or the easy way, whichever way you want to look at it. So we're in the decontamination room. Let's take a look at some concept art for that. More fucked up shadows. Here's the concept art. Looks very similar. Left hand side of this room, we can't actually go anywhere. We need to go up the right hand side. More steam valves, which do nothing to us and actually do nothing to the enemy either. They're really stupid. And we go off through into this little bit and through the door. But yeah, there's something strange here with the camera in this room. If we just wander around, nothing special happens. But if we go up here, the camera switches to some sort of on a reel kind of cinematic thing, and then it does this when we walk back down again. It doesn't. You have to go up into that corner of the room to make it happen, but you can't go anywhere from that corner. It's that door that leads into this big box here is closed off, and you have to go around this side. It's strange, very strange. Probably pick a weapon and not run around with this gun. Now we actually have to get back to the dormitory labs again, and I'm worried. Here's some concept art for the elevator. Here's what it ended up looking like, and this is some different stuff, I guess, from a preliminary kind of view of it. It doesn't look particularly interesting. I mean, it's an exterior view of it, I guess, but it's not something we ever really see from that particular angle. But this takes us back outside and takes us to somewhere we have seen before but not actually been to. But we'll come back to that in a minute. If we try to go back to the dormitories back the way we came and run all the way through the underwater tunnel and get back here.
The elevator must be stuck on one of the upper levels. I'm gonna have to go to the main
can't get through.
controlling
For
module.
some reason they just say, oh yeah, you can't go this way. The lift's stuck, I'm sorry. So we have to go through this way. Oh, we're outside. Right, okay. Oh, you may remember us being on the other side of that bridge at one point. Here we're in the control room, which actually extends... Ah, fuck! Sneaky bastard. Come on, before he gets back up. There we go. Okay, so what we can do from this room is we can hit the control panel just off to the left there, and that will extend the bridge over, and then we can kind of move on from there. There's a nice, lovely look at it. It does look pretty good. Yeah, it was very nice. What do you expect from the game? It always looks good like this, and here's some concept art of it. That in particular looks very, very similar. Here it is without the bridge control room overlapping it, and then they turned it into eventually one of the wallpapers and chucked their own name over the door on the right there. Opposite us, where the lift is what I guess what they thought the lift was going to look like initially, but it ended up not looking like this anyway. But yeah, it's the same lift. It's got number 5 on it. So what we're going to do now is extend the bridge. There we go. Now we can make our way back to the lift that, from the very beginning of the oil rig that we brought up from when the ship crashed. So many cheeky bastards in this game. Where were we? Yeah. You know what kind of sucks is that there's certain parts of the oil rig we can't get to. Like bits on that entire bit on the left there, we cannot get there. Oh shit! Run! Run! Oh god! Fuck! Ah no! Come on, Tom, run! No, Eddie, stop! Run away! Oh no! Oh no! Ah, fuck! Open the door! Open the door! Open the door! Ah, safe. Oof, right, let's take a look at some of that stuff again. Open the bridge, and we're gonna leave these 2 guys out here. We're gonna see if we can have some fun with them. Drop and chase after us. What's the zombie? And the other one. He destroys them just by charging into them. Is excellent. But not always. Let's have another go at that. Let's see what happens this time. Hey, Mr. Zombie. And keep your eye on him. And he doesn't die, he just gets knocked over. But what that means is that he's now going to fight the Brit. Although he's not going to turn around and beat him up, he's just going to keep pummeling on us. And then eventually gives up and kills him just by charging past him. And then we're dead. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. That's not something that happens very often, in fact. I don't think I've ever really seen it before. And just to show that we can't do anything sort of tricky to get around this guy, if we go back in through the door while he's still there and then come back outside again, he just respawns back where he drops down at the end of the bridge. So yeah, we pretty much just have to get our way past him no matter what. I can try firing off the spear gun and try and lead him over, but it doesn't work. I fired it off in the rain there, so I kind of wasted one. Fire one over there where it's nice and dry, but the pathfinding, because there's no way for him to get over there, he just sort of doesn't bother. But then something else occurred to me. Yeah, he's walking nice and slowly. Maybe we can do this. What are you gonna do? No, fuck! Oh my god! He fucking jumped. Oh god, I feel like an asshole. Let's do it some more. He just appears out of nowhere and plummets down. Quickly open that up, and he saunters his way over pretty slowly, but what he does is that when he gets to the end of the bridge, he lifts his arm up and does the sort of the ground pound thing, and then he just walks off. And off he goes. We will miss you. And a little something else, if we happen to be hanging off the bridge whenever that part of the bridge closes, he manages to chop off Hansen's fingers and he falls to his death. It's a nice little touch. I didn't expect him to really have anything like that in there, but they thought of everything. Okay, so in the real one we didn't kill that thing. Let's go back outside. Oh fuck! Let's go back inside! Okay, screw that. We're not going to go back. We're just going to carry on. Yes, we've been around this way before, so we pretty much know what to expect.
Saved my life.
Just returning the favor.
Thanks all the same.
You need to help me destroy this place.
No, I need to find your father's notes. Once I do that, then it will find a way to get you out of here.
You die!
Probably. But you'll be safe, Anna. That's what counts. Goodbye.
What a hero. So anyway, we have to make our way across, well, basically bits we've been through before. The game sees fit to actually spawn us some more zombies and stuff, so it's not going to really be quiet or anything as we go through before. But still, it's the same generic stuff. Kill some guys, pick up some shit off their bodies, and then just move on. Just as we progress, the game takes the opportunity to try and scare us a few more times. The guy behind us, you might have seen him just climbing up over the railing. Other than that, there's not really anything spectacular about this particular run of rooms, or at least this run of corridor. Once we get to the actual dormitory itself, then we'll have something new to do. A crappy surprise scare, and fuck. Come on. There we go. Why didn't you just use the armory boxes at the front door? I don't know. You can actually get into this room, grab some ammo without triggering the guy jumping out from behind the boxes there. So we could have got out of that unscathed. But it's okay. We've got the sick bay in here, and we can make use of this health kit box thing over in the corner. Before we do that, here is a picture of the sick bay that I hadn't shown before. Lovely, and our health is over here.
Damn thing's stuck.
And out we go. This is going to be oh, his head's back. Okay, moving on. This is going to be a little bit samey here. I'll just let this play out without really saying anything. There's not really anything spectacular of note. That is not good at all. That'll keep hammering like that as long as we stay in the room. Every couple of seconds it'll pound like that, check the screen, and things will get a little bit blurry. But other than that, that one guy that appeared whenever we came through the door, there's nothing here to worry about. We can make our way through the door and get on out of here. Once we get out here though, I'll take the opportunity to show some promotional work that was released for the game that we haven't seen up to this point. Now that we've seen a lot of the stuff, we can kind of show it off. It's covert footage taken by Bennett whenever he was wandering around the oil rig for some reason. We never mentioned that before. We've got pictures of Anna and Kamsky, and they're dated as well. We've also got pictures of those beasts in the tank, so they knew all about this in advance. Why they couldn't just storm the oil rig in the first place and had to go via the ship, I don't know. Final one here of the rig itself. And some other promotional stuff too was 2 satellite surveillance photos. This one is of the oil rig. And the other one is of a storm and presumably the ship that we were on at the beginning of the game. Both of these pictures also have some coordinates up at the top left, placing them into the Bering Strait. If we take a look at the coordinates itself, we can try and take a look at where that might be. In the Bering Strait, so we're right in between America and Russia. And the coordinates put us right there, which if we compare it to the promotional artwork itself, doesn't really look all that similar, but if we shift ourselves up and over this way, there we go. Coordinates are a little bit off, but that's apparently where we are. Fascinating stuff. And of course we had some desktop backgrounds as well, just some of those images just clubbed together, and there we go. So as I said before, we're going to the dormitory area. It's going to take us a little while to get there, and we've got some other things to happen along the way. It's not, it's kind of hinted, it's going to be spawning a couple of enemies and stuff, but it's not really quite as simple as that. Do try to shake things up a little bit. Off outside again. I'm just going to show you some concept art here of something that didn't actually make it into the game, but I'm guessing it's what the original idea for this particular place was. You can see that it forks off into a couple of different areas. I'm guessing that they changed their mind and just made it to this one place here. And then we go. Looks very nice. Oh shit! Tom, run. What I'm going to do is I'm going to speed all this up. We've seen a fight with these guys already, and I had the bright idea of leading them up to the barrels, and it didn't really work out quite so well, so we'll just skip past all of this. It's not a particularly interesting fight. And he's dead. Right, okay. It does look very nice with the rain coming in. Got some concept art of the room. I didn't show this before because this is in its destroyed state, with the window being smashed through, and we hadn't got to that point yet. Here's a slightly different view of things whenever you walk in. If you're not holding the third-person camera button down, you get a little shot here of the guy dropping. Some prior warning to get away at least. Okay, what we're going to do here is we're just going to stop and we're going to look at a collection of the monsters that are in the game. There's quite a lot of these, so this is going to take a little while to go through, so I hope you like concept art because there's quite a lot of it. First up, we've got this guy himself. You can see he's called the Crusher. That's one of the names for him at least. The other one being the Exomass. A couple of different shots of him. You can see his little spindly arm there and the big massive pummeling thing that he's got, which they changed red for in-game. I'm guessing just to sort of hint that you should be hitting there. Here, finally, is the full selection of all the enemies in the game. Well, not quite. There's still one more to go, and that's going to have the boss in there, but we'll come back to that later on. Here's 2 images showing a very early selection of the enemies that you would have fought in the game. You can see that some of them are kind of based on sort of gorilla shapes and things. They end up being a little bit more well, they end up having a little bit more of a variety in the final release of the game, and the zombies look notably better in that, and the end boss looks completely different, but more on him towards the end of the LP. Onto actual pictures of the zombies. This is a pretty shit drawing. And these kind of zombies, you can see that the arms are really long and extended. This particular art style is, personally, I really don't like it. I don't think it looks very good at all. It's just kind of reproduced. Eventually things change and they end up getting a better art style, a more realistic art style, just in the game in general, because this goes back over several different versions of the game itself. And finally things are starting to tighten up a little bit. Some pictures of the crew in human and zombie form. This goes over some of the different varieties, and these really didn't make it into the game either. They ended up just going for some sort of generic looking things. I mean, we've got pictures of cooks and fat guys and stuff, but they never really made it in. These guys look pretty cool. We've got a couple of different versions where we've got a normal guy and a zombie version, but this is what we ended up with in the final release of the game. I mean, they look fine. There's not as if there's anything particularly wrong with them. It's just when we got the game, there just wasn't a lot of variety in the zombies. Here are some of the weirder looking zombies that we could have fought. Quite a variety of those. Got a bits torn out of them there. And we'd start getting into some of the human enemies that are kind of mutated in a way. They've got some kind of all bits and pieces sort of happening with them because of the, I guess, the exocell infection, but it kind of turns into like something out of the thing, but there'll be more on that later on, especially that one with the stomach and all the octopusy tentacly things. Not very pleasant at all. And that's more like one of the regular bosses anyway. Something else we've got is some cryogenic zombie things. I'm guessing these were dead or at least stored away. And they were supposed to get out at some point. These two in particular are kind of nasty looking. They don't look very nice at all. Kind of glad they didn't make them. I didn't want to see these in game. What we've got here is something that kind of, it's like a mix between the human slash alien from Alien Resurrection, so many aliens in there, and the Doom 3 Revenant, maybe also the Doom 2 Revenant as well. A couple of different color variations here. I think one of them is just colored inverted. It's not particularly fascinating. And then we're on to the more animal type stuff. These are kind of more gorilla things. You've got a comparison thing there of how the enemies originally were. Then we're going on to some more actual animals and how they were affected by, presumably by experiments. We've got an octopus stuff here. They're just kind of bloody. I don't think they're really infected at all. There's our good friend the orca. Last we'll ever see of him. And then we go on to some sort of really strange animal kind of stuff. We've got some fish related things that ended up not being in the game, and presumably we're going to be in Cold Fear 2. But we'll come back to that at some point later. And this is the stupidest looking one of them all. It's just kind of really silly looking. I don't know where we could have fought that. I'm guessing underwater, but I'm kind of glad we didn't. And this looks horrific. Look at all the fucking little spiky bits on it. That looks nasty. And as I mentioned, things are kind of forked off from the thing in a way. I mean, this is all an obvious one. We've got a dog that's all sort of fucked up and bits growing off of it, and these next sort of series of images kind of show that the thing vein of things that are just not right, not proportionally right, not even symmetrical or anything like that. They're just kind of amalgamations of different animals and all kind of nasty. Some of them do look very nice though. Some of them kind of look a little silly and it's sort of boss character type. Like this one, for example, this one, its chest in the next image opens up to reveal a weak point. I'm guessing that's where you would shoot. Maybe that's a guy in there. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. Another enemy here that seems to glow. Got some pencil drawing enemies here, and these are horrible. These are fucking disgusting. There's one in particular, which is coming up next, is this kind of spidery thing. There's another version of it that has all these faces on top, and it looks fucking terrifying. This one might upset a few people. That kind of multifaceted eye, well, not even multifaceted, but you know, it's kind of horrible looking. We've got a head crab here as well. And the next one is kind of retarded looking. Looks really stupid. And to round things off, we've just got a bunch of other pencil drawing things to show off. A couple of different versions of just humans transforming in one way or another. This picture here ends up being one of the, presumably was going to end up being one of the enemies that we'd fight against. I think this ended up turning into the Crusher, and it's got a weak arm, and I think eventually they just took that one long arm and turned it into the big clubbing thing, and then we ended up with the boss that we have. Here's an enemy that didn't make it into the game. This is Exocell Contaminator, as you can see, and I'm guessing it just ran around and grabbed you and infected you, and there's a little text there about that, but it's in French. Some more enemies that didn't make it. This one looks pretty cool. This one was supposed to be kind of an electric enemy, as you can see by the, obviously, the electricity coming off it. I think it looks pretty cool, and the head, again, it reminds me of the Alien Resurrection head thing, or maybe the Brundlefly, actually, it reminds me of that. And finally, just a last couple of images of some of the cooler stuff that really wouldn't fit into the game but looks cool nonetheless. That one really sticks out. That one I don't get. Who drew that and what for? And these last few, yeah, like I said, they look cool, but no, they definitely wouldn't fit in with this game. And we're done. Now back to the game. Now what I'm going to show here is another viable tactic in dealing with this particular guy. We're gonna, well, in this room anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to not fire at all. Let's skip ahead here and we'll just hang around at this doorway and we'll not do anything but watch. As he walks around, every time he walks up to one of the barrels, he can't help himself but try to hit it and damages himself every single time. So all we have to do is just wait, and eventually he'll reach the last barrel and he will kill himself. Excellent. I'm just going to show you some concept art here of a room that's kind of similar to this. It's got the opening at the top. It's a room that ended up not getting used. It was a place where I think we were supposed to be introduced to the invisible enemy first. It's called the Hunger Room. Back into familiar territory down here. Hey skeleton buddy, how's it going? And up we go. Right, we're finally up here, and if we go to the lift that we weren't allowed to use before, remember I showed you the underwater tunnel and it said the lift was stuck. Well, this is the lift. Go inside, down to the bottom, and wouldn't you know it, it's working fine. We can use it again. Motherfuckers. So here is where we're supposed to go. It's the scientist dormitory, but we're not actually going to go inside yet. Remember previously I was talking about the kitchen / refectory? Well, it's up these steps and that's where we're going to be going. Looks like there was some sort of fight going on in here. All those tables are kind of set up so maybe to kind of block something. Looks like whatever the fight was, these guys lost. There's no one around to tell us what happened. Well, whatever happened here, the fight is over. We might as well just pilfer all of the bodies. There's no really. Oh, holy shit! You little bastard! Should have seen it coming. Well, I'm not going to put up with that anymore. Time to do what I should have done in the first place. One by one, taking off all the heads. Nope, that one's not good ahead. Right, enough of that. Here's some concept art for the room. It's a lot more brightly lit, and the tables aren't laid out in the same way, but there certainly was some fucking carnage there. And we'll just pilfer some final bodies before we head in through the door. Just Before we do that, I just want to show what happens if we walk through the room without shooting the heads off everything. Nothing. It's just that one guy in that one corner that we'd never go to. Fucking hell. Very quiet. So, well, we've got our hole in the ground. We'll worry about that in a bit. We've got a kitchen with 3 guys just kind of hanging around. We've got a guy banging on the freezers over there. And our freezer door here, which we can't get through. And, oh! That particular guy bangs on the freezer for a while, and eventually he just stops automatically and comes straight for you. This guy does nothing at all, but that guy, if you get too close, he comes after you. And here I realised just a moment too late that really I should have been shooting the cooker over there. God damn it. That would have been much nicer. Take a look at the kitchen. It's kind of similar. I mean, it doesn't have the big hole in the ground, but other than that, yeah, it's fair enough. You wouldn't think that a kitchen of the... Ugh, got the blood pumping out of his chest. Stop that. Here's. You wouldn't think that a kitchen this size would actually be able to supply an entire oil rig, but, well, I don't know. Never been on an oil rig before. I'm not sure how big their kitchens are. And when I'm done fucking about showing off the flickery graphics here, there is actually a health kit stashed away in the freezer there. Thank you. Right, so if we look at the guy on the right hand side, you can see that we've just walked into the door and eventually he gives up and he comes after us. We've got plenty of time. Oh fuck! No, no, no! So, and we can also take the opportunity to finally do this, but it's a little bit fucking tricky. There we go. And one other thing, maybe you didn't know about Tom. I know Tom was hot, but I didn't really think he was this hot. Sorry. Well, that's, certainly some sort of hanging meat, I guess. Something tells me the guys weren't eating that. These might have been one of the first guys to die, and they just maybe kind of dropped. Wait, no. Why would anyone hang in? Why would they hang someone up like that? Anyway, the note we picked up about contamination, it's one of those things that comes way too late in the game. It goes into detail about the invisible enemies that we fought and kind of how they came across that. And also about the big massy sort of ones that stick on the wall and spurt out exocells. Talks about them well after the fact that we've actually seen them, and it's, like I say, it came way too late in the game, but it does give a little bit of background on them, so it's not a complete loss. Again, it's one of those things that it is quite interesting to read if you're interested in that kind of thing. I like how that guy swings around. Okay, now this hole in the ground, whoop, takes us back down here again. This is one of the other tubes that were there, and yeah, that's kind of it. That's all it does. Gives us a quick way out. So what we're going to do is head right on back up here, and then we're going to go to the scientist dormitory, and we can actually get on with things. And in we go.
I gotta find a way to get into the science personnel's dorm.
Fuck. We don't have a key code. Well, it's next door. Showers. Well, we haven't been in here yet. Let's go inside.
There must be a way to get from this room into the science personnel's dorm.
Maybe so. Let's have a look around. What the fuck? Nope. Oh god. Oh no. This room is particularly difficult, and you'll see it in the extreme run. And I fucking die on this a billion times. Don't see here. Over here in this corner is one of the breeders, or one of the exo-contaminatory things. No, wait. The exocells are contaminators, and those big blobby things are the breeders. That's what the exocell contamination note was about. It just gives completely different names to things that other parts of the game gives them. It's really inconsistent. So once we take care of that guy, that's pretty much the room solved, I guess. We can get ourselves a nice shower while we're here. Feeling a little scummy. And if we want to, we can go and turn on all the showers and be an asshole. Alright. Right, I need to dry off. Thank you. Here's some concept art for the room. It doesn't really look like this. This cubicle that had all the blood and stuff spraying out of it, we can't get in there, so never mind that. If we switch on the wireframe, there wouldn't be anything inside. But here, we've got, not the toilets, but we've got a vent that's been pried open, and that will take us into the scientist dormitory. That's been open the whole time, and if we just pop inside of it. There we go, and we're inside. We actually dropped in from the roof. It's kind of a little bit disorientating. And a massive vent, but what we could have done right at the start is just legged it into the showers themselves and not even bother to fight anything. We even have to kill this guy. What we'd have to do is just turn around and go straight into the vent. So anyway, let's see if we can find Kamsu's laptop and get on with things. That guy tried to hide, and obviously it didn't work out very well for him. Very cramped quarters. Mostly don't think very much of their scientists. Ah, shiny things.
I found Kamsky's laptop.
Good work. Now, attach your headset to the USB port and start uploading the data.
I'm on it, Chief. Antidote file is incoming.
Got it. What's next?
Nothing. I'm pulling the plug.
Don't try to be funny, Hansen.
Hey, according to you, that file is all you really need.
You listen good, Hansen. You get that uplink working right now. I want that data.
You want the rest of this? Come get it yourself. Hey, is that offer to blow up this place still open?
Tom! Yes, of course!
Woohoo!
Great. Tell me what I have to do.
I found some of the explosive supply, but I don't have enough for both platforms. There's a supply room below the waterline where you can get more.
Security?
Of course. I'll call you with the code when I find it, and I'll mark the spots where you need to set the charges. I know everything there is to know about this place, including how to destroy it.
Well, isn't that handy? What would we do without you? Can't do anything with the laptop anymore. We've got all we need out of it. Next mission is to actually blow this place up. Of course, that requires that we need to get out of the dormitory, so off we go. What? Why the fuck is there a zombie in? Why is there a zombie in the locker? That's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, they just kind of pop out of that. Here it is again in wireframe, just to show that the guy isn't actually inside the locker. He just spawns and the door blasts open. Oh, we got 2 for 1. So anyway, let's have a look at the rest of the room. There's actually pretty much the end of the video. There's not really much more to do. Oh, you see that? The shadow on that locker door wasn't there. Interesting. I wonder what that could mean. You can see the shadows are stepped as well, and it looks pretty shit. But yeah, that door isn't shadowed. I wonder what it means. Hey friend, how are you? Asshole. Okay, we've just got a bunch of little bits and pieces we can pick up, mostly ammo, but we've got a letter here from Kamsky to Anna, This in particular is interesting because it's him talking about how he's infected himself, and he's talking about how awesome it is, and how he's decided to actually destroy the antidote, and that's what it's about. I'm not sure when he expected her to actually read it, but yeah, he keeps hinting about infecting her in it, and it's yeah, it's very foreboding. But anyway, there's not much else to see in here, so we're gonna call it a day on this one, and I'll see you next time. Next time on Cold Fear.
Just be careful.
Got it.